Hello. So I'm back with my round 2 match for the GFC 19. Just gonna get right into it. I'm on Turbo, he's on Warriors, and I'm going first. So I draw a good hand. Start with the pot. So I know he's on Warrior. So I have to decide how I want to play this. There's actually a few things you can do here. You can start with Deco and then protect it with a discard trap. And then next turn you go flip Deco, set Spy. And the Spy doesn't need protection from something like Blade Knight. Or you could just go Spy first, which doesn't need protection from Blade Knight turn 1. But then, say he goes like Mystic Swordsman level 2 and I have to discard trap. Then the following turn I don't have protection for Dekoichi unless I use another discard trap. I'm pretty sure I just go for Dekoichi here just because I really want to get to Thunder Dragons, Serpent, Night Assailant as soon as possible. So yeah. And there's the other thing of which discard trap to set. You have to debate whether Wing Blast is better or Regeki Break here. I choose Wing Blast just because if you get to Wing Blast a Mystic Swordsman level 2 or something, that's pretty good to put back. And you set them back, of course. So he just goes Warrior Lady. Obviously not using Wing Blast. Draw Sorcerer. He sets 2. I draw Mirror Force. So what's the play here? I think there's only one good play, and that's just set Spy and set Mirror Force next to it. Don't want to set 2 because you still want to get value from this Heavy Storm. Obviously not using Tribe. No point to do that now. Yeah. He has Dust. And yes, I remember this play now. I decide to chain MST to target his other card. Because if it's Solemn, that Solemn would be able to stop my Wing Blast from protecting the Spy from Mystic Swordsman level 2 top deck. So I thought that was a good play. He just attacks and I allow. He's not going to banish. Sets 1. Nothing for me to do here. I draw Faith. Just gonna set that and pass. No reason to set the other discard trap. So he has Tribe here. Attacks. I definitely allow this. Just take back the pot. He chooses not to banish, which puts a light in my grave. So here I'm just gonna pot. No reason if there's no reason to try and play around any kind of solemn, because if he solemns this, then I go tribe, discard, destroy warriors, activate wing blast, target tribe, and then summon sorcerer, which is game. So just start with pot. It gives me upstart solemn. Okay, activate upstart, which draws Thunder Dragon, and that's just gonna get everything rolling here. There's a few options for how to play this, but I think there's only one really good one, and that's just start with Wing Blast, discard Thunder Dragon to target a monster, the Warrior Lady, then activate Heavy, summon Sorcerer, attack Tribe, and set Faith, set Solemn, Regeki Break to protect, while he just draws the Warrior Lady. He has Heavy, summons Warrior Lady, attacks. Question is whether to use Regeki Break here. And I just decide to let it go. I'll have no issue drawing into more threats with his Faith. I know his hand is not knock because I locked his draw for this turn. And I could use this Regeki Break to secure my win. This is a spot where you can consider maybe getting aggressive, but there's just not a fast enough clock, I don't think. I think you're just much better off setting Dekoichi instead of summoning Dekoichi. You win either way, but I do think set is a little better. Am I allowing this? Yeah, I'm allowing this. If he banishes my darks, I don't really care. Next turn I'm just gonna go flip, summon tribe, kill, attack for 3,000, and then still have Regeki Break to protect. Whereas if I Regeki Break here, if I Regeki Break here, I flip and then tribute for Thunder Dragon, still attack for 3,000, have tribe. I mean, I guess both lines are fine. I just chose to have a Regeki Break set instead of a tribe in hand. And Ring's gone already. That was the big thing. So I don't have to worry about my life points dropping to 17. I draw another useless knock, and there's BLS. That's not game yet, so just do tribe, attack for 3,000. I bluff a knock here so that I can use Regeki Break to drop my hand to under 4 during my next turn, so there's no possibility of Dust Shoot sending away my BLS. Okay, summons Blade Knight, and obviously no reason to use Regeki Break here because I have BLS, and Regeki Break will get rid of any possible back row he sets to protect. So he starts with pot, set monster, double back row. Only one real play here. I actually saw in his previous match he did side he sided Spy versus Turbo. So that's gonna keep me from summoning Dekoichi here to attack the set. So I'll just go Deco, Jar, Mirror, Force Ring. It's the only line. Test the Jar of Greed. Summons Breaker. Have to ring. Plays Charity. BLS coming down. Yep. And I can't Mirror Force this because I have to preserve it for the BLS. And I'm just going to lose here. There's nothing I can do. He's definitely just going to have Solemn set. Alright, game 3. I start with a good hand. Use Thunder Dragon, Upstart, play Charity. Discard the Thunder Dragons. So now you have to think about how to play this. You could technically just go Deco, Saku, pass, but I think that just setting everything is a lot better. It protects you more against more things, like there could be MST plus Blade Knight or something. Protects me versus Dust Shoot. See, like this, I'll be able to play around Dust Shoot the rest of the game like this. I would only allow it if I feel like it. Yeah. There's actually a case for keeping Torrential in hand, but again, it's just, it only gets set because of Dust Shoot play around. Also, you can Regeki Break, discard Tsukiyomi, which makes Chaos Sorcerer alive. When he used this MST, I thought Heavy Storm was coming right after, so I was happy he didn't hit my Solemn here. He goes for Knock. Yeah, I don't Solemn. I could maybe Solemn, but I think it's a bit too risky. I still have, you know, I have Torrential for any monster. I have Regeki Break, discard Sook into Sorcerer. I have Sook itself can destroy stuff like Blade Knight, Sasuke, whatever. So he summons Sasuke. So yeah, when he summons this, I just have the free +1 next turn off Tsukiyomi. So I decide I'm not going to use Torrential or Saku. I draw Tribe. Summon Tribe. I mean, Tsukiyomi attack. I guess I did consider just for a slight second to go Tribe, discard, and then summon, attack for 39, but did not feel that that was secure enough. So yeah, he goes for ring. Could go for sorcerer main phase 2, but no point. I have torrential set. And if all he does is flip an attack, I'm okay with that. I'll just go sorcerer on the following turn. And if he plays into torrential, it's likely over. Yeah, so I just take another 18 here so that I can get the plus of sorcerer. And set book pass. Don't think I should ever be summoning tribe to attack here. So unfortunately he hits my solemn here. And I was thinking maybe now there's a heavy. So I was definitely worried at this point. Luckily there is not a heavy storm coming. I draw Faith. He already wasted one knock. Yeah, just attacks at Faith. I can protect it easily. He summons level 2. Goes for Snatch. I have Book though. Attempts to attack the Sorcerer. I think about this for a second, but then decided if there was something like Mind Control and I Saku this, he will probably just Mind Control the Chaos Sorcerer and banish it. Whereas if I let this go, he'll Mind Control my Faith. But yeah, force him to answer Chaos Sorcerer again. So here, flip Faith. I think about whether I should get Graceful or Book. Book is pretty good when you have this Chaos Sorcerer, and you can always just Book a Moon the Faith again. But I think Graceful is just a lot better. Okay, so I activate the Graceful, and now I have... This was a really tough decision because I only have one thing I want to discard, and I want to keep everything else. There was also a game shot here where I could go Tribe, Sorcerer, Faith, that's 42, and then Ring is game. But that would require his back row just being nothing, and me YOLOing. So I'm obviously discarding Card Destruction. And the other card I decided to discard eventually was Ring, just because if I get into a spot where I'm forced to use Solemn, then my Ring is not going to be that strong anymore. There is still Breaker. I don't know, I think this was a really interesting spot. Like, should I keep the Tribe in my hand or just set all the back row? I decided to keep Tribe just because I want to do damage on future turns, guaranteed. Yeah, and I discard Ring because of the interaction with Solemn. But I'm thinking maybe I should keep Ring. Just because of Breaker, really. I don't know. faith, I'm going for this attack, and unfortunately a Sakuretsu. So I set Solemn Saku, and in this situation, when this happens, I can just Torrential versus a Breaker. I'm thinking maybe I should have actually not used that Graceful until main phase 2. Because not knowing what the field looked like made that Charity a lot more awkward. So he sets 2 here. One of those is a card that he was holding in hand. So it could be another Sakuretsu, another, it could be Mirror Force. Maybe Dust Shoot. Dead Dust Shoot that he's now bluffing. Yeah, I think you just gotta put pressure with Tribe here. And I decide to go to defense on Faith. I do this because if he has Mirror Force, obviously I don't want to lose the Faith to Mirror Force. But think about the life points. He's at 5,300. 3 Tribe attacks is 4,800. What I could do is attack for 16 on this turn, and then next turn switch this back to attack mode and start attacking for 19. And then 16 plus 19 plus 19 is 5,400. So I don't have to get the Faith in on this turn in order to have the 3-turn clock. And maybe he'll just Mirror Force Tribe on this specific turn. I think with this amount of back row set, I don't need to play the swords. It's kind of a waste. He draws and sets. So I end up not actually putting Faith in attack mode here. I just thought it's a bit too likely he has Mirror Force. I mean, it can't be that likely, but I was cool just attacking with Tribe, thinking that the 1919 play will never go through. Main phase 2, I decided to set one of the cards, and the one I choose was Snatch. I do this just in case there's a duo set or duo top deck. Duo can easily be set because I've been keeping one card in hand this game. And as for why I choose Snatch over Swords, I think that's just because if he summons something and attacks, I'll just allow it and then use Snatch from the back row and then still have swords in hand, whereas if I had swords set, I would have to use Snatch from my hand and then have 5 spell and traps. He draws and sets another back row. I draw a dead duo. So I think I made a mistake on this turn now. Or rather, I had conflicting things I wanted to do. I decided I'm gonna attack with Faith because I have like Sakuretsu set, I have Torrential, so I don't have to be worried about taking any chip damage. However, what ends up happening is I end up taking damage so that I can Snatch which I believe ends up being a mistake for me. And here I just keep the cards in hand, because if he duos, I'm perfectly fine with him getting rid of my duo in hand. Yeah, so he summons Tribe, and this is where I don't like what I do. I should just Sakuretsu this, I believe. I end up just allowing it to snatch, and I actually didn't like that play. I should Sakuretsu here. So here I snatch, and he goes for dust. And I'll just set another Sakuretsu. He attacks, and now I have to Saku. So that was a really kind of a waste of cards for me. He summons Blade Knight. He doesn't have Ring anymore. Him not having Ring is actually one of the things that made me comfortable not taking the 13 on Faith. I end up torrentialing this, but I'm not sure that that's good. I guess we have to think about how this would play. If I don't torrential, I probably just activate Swords on the following turn, and then have torrential for other top decks. I think I prefer that, but I end up using torrential on this. I don't know. I'm leaning now towards holding torrential and using Swords next turn, and possibly draw Chaos to banish the Blade Knight, which is a nice plus. And now I end up activating Swords anyway to set Faith, just because I didn't want a situation where where he forces my Saku and Solemn. So I kind of just wanted to guarantee this goes through. It's kind of a waste though. I don't know. So he Solemns my Faith, and I have the Solemn back. And unfortunately he drew another Solemn for turn. And now there's an option to attack with Night Assailant, but it's a 5-turn clock. I would rather just set Night Assailant, which will destroy any monster he places on field. So yeah. He draws Knock. I have no more Night Assailants. And he goes for Premature. Funnily enough, that Night Assailant damage would have been enough to not allow this Premature to be possible. I draw Serpent and set it. He draws Rhoda for Exiled, which is like perfect timing for right after I drew Serpent. So it's lucky for me. Okay, now I have a decision. I don't want to use Upstart because I want to keep him at 50. But if I Upstart into BLS, it's just game. Or if I Upstart into Chaos Sorcerer, it'll be game on the following turn. I end up just setting Serpent though. Electing to not use the Upstart yet. And at this point I have to use Sakuretsu in order to save myself. I still have Heavy Storm, MST, Dust Tornado, Breaker in the deck, so I'm gonna sacker it to the Sasuke, since all those cards will answer the Premature, which is on Late Night. I draw into Sangan, and at this point I would be dead to any monster top deck, so I'm forced to use the Upstart. Which gets me Spy. I have to set that. And I decide to bluff Duo. I bluff Duo because in case he draws Trap Dust Shoot, and I would, like, if he draws Dust Shoot and I draw Chaos, I don't want him to be able to Dust Shoot away my Chaos, so that's why Dust Shoot is set. Okay, so this is where the game gets really interesting. He draws Kaiku, and when I searched my deck for this Spy, I looked at my outs for the Kaiku, and it's really bad. The only out left in my entire deck is Breaker at 1900, and I would have to attack Kaiku. That's my only out left in the entire deck, so at this point I'm really scared because I don't have control over whether I win this game anymore. I draw into Pot, which draws BLS MST. Still don't have the Kaiku answer, so I just set MST. I actually should set Sangan here. I mean, this is gonna end up mattering. This is like real hindsight. This is gonna end up mattering way later in the game. Like on the last turn, it's gonna end up mattering. I should set Sangan and hope that he attacks it, which will give me a Dark Engrave. Even though this Sangan doesn't have anything to search for, and I know that. I ended up just setting Serpent with MST. He just passes and I draw Mirror Force. I just set Mirror Force. Definitely do not set Sangan here. I think someone might... You have to think about what the win condition is in this game. It involves summoning Breaker into this slot and attacking Kaiku, and then summoning Chaos after that. If I were to set Sangan, I would be monster locked with the Breaker on field, and then all those weak monsters. He sets a back row. Yeah, no reason to use the MST. Right now I'm still thinking if I draw Breaker, I'm gonna MST the back row, summon Breaker, and just go crazy. I draw into Sorcerer. Yeah, nothing to do here. Still can't set Sangan to play around Dust Shoot because of the monster lock, so all I can do is pass. Again, still not going to MST here. If he Dust Shoots, he Dust Shoots. I still have the double Chaos. I draw a Dust Tornado, and he Dust Shoots away the BLS. I just set the Dust. And pass. At this point, I'm like really scared that he goes like Heavy Storm and sets one card that can answer Breaker. He sets a back row into known Dust Tornado. That's really important. So I finally draw the Breaker. So now I have to think about how I want to play this. I'm definitely going to start with Dust, right? Dust to target this older card. Don't want to target the new card, because the new card was set with the knowledge of me having dust. So I want to start with the old card, see what that is. It's Mirror Force. Okay, so he now has Mirror Force, 2 Sakuretsu, 2 Solemn Judgment in grave. So the only cards left that can answer Breaker are the 3rd Solemn Judgment or a random Book of Moon, which I don't think he has in deck here. I would be surprised if I saw Book of Moon. So it's just Solemn. It's Solemn and then a bunch of bluffs that he would set into my known Dust Tornado. It could be Dust Shoot, it could be anything. But Solemn's the only thing I care about. If he Solemn's Breaker, I lose the game right away. Now, I have a game shot here. I could summon Breaker and put the spies to attack mode, or just one of the spies. I guess it doesn't matter, it could be both spies. Because if Breaker stopped, I lose the game anyway. Breaker would attack the Kaiku. Oh, he still has Call. He still has potential Call as well. But you wouldn't care about Call, because then main phase 2 Chaos Sorcerer would come down. So yeah, you can summon Breaker, put a spy to attack over Kaiku, MST the Premature, and then attack for game with Spy. And I think that is actually the play. Yeah, I think that's the play because when I kill this Kaiku, it makes BLS live, and he either has BLS in hand that he's holding, or he can draw BLS. And if he summons BLS, I have no out. He can just start banishing my things, and I will never be able to answer if he doesn't attack into my Mirror Force. So I think that I should have gone for game here with Breaker. And mostly because he set this back row with the knowledge of Dust Tornado. So it's a good chance to be a bluff. But I don't do that. I end up MSTing back row, thinking I won't be able to live with myself if it's Solemn. And I attack Breaker. And then there was another option here in main phase 2. I don't have to summon Sorcerer. I could just pass turn, keep Mirror Force here. And Mirror Force protects Breaker. And then next turn I could go Breaker Sorcerer game. Another option would be Breaker, break the Premature, pass. Except if he draws another Kaiku, I lose. So I end up making this play with Chaos Sorcerer. And he has BLS, which I can't beat. I straight up can't beat this BLS if he just banishes, but he attacks. So like maybe he didn't know what my outs were, maybe he didn't know that I had no dark left in grave for my BLS. So I Mirror Force and he loses. And that's the game. Alright, I'll be back with round 3 in another video.